Well, fire departments across central Ohio often receive 911 calls from people who aren't in a real health emergency, but may need help getting into a wheelchair or may have forgotten to take their medication. Now, those calls are now being diverted to specialized teams so medics can respond quicker to real-life emergencies. As reporter Kevin Landers explains tonight, it's saving taxpayer money and keeping ER rooms from filling up.
How are you?
No, I'm okay.
Shelby Gillespie of Marysville says she doesn't know what she would do without the help of her local fire department.
They are such a good bunch, and they make it possible for me not to have to stay in a nursing home.
Gillespie admits she's had to call the fire department several times to help her when her and her wheelchair weren't getting along.
It was last Sunday, I think, that I called 911 because I was down on the floor.
These kinds of calls are what fire departments are trying to reduce.
We had people that were calling us as many as 30 and 40 times per year.
Calls that were not emergencies and were tying up paramedics that could be responding to more critical needs. So the fire department developed non-emergency care teams.
We had somebody that hadn't left their home for 3 years, and it was because they were immobile. And so we were able to work with a local church group to get them a ramp to their home.
In the case of Shelby Gillespie, that meant teaching her how to lock her wheelchair.
Oh, I'm very grateful. Believe me, I sat in there the other day when he talked about this, and I thought, you know, what would I do if I didn't have them? Where would I be? I couldn't get myself up.
Columbus Fire has a larger program that not only works on slips and falls, but also mental health and addiction. These multidisciplinary response teams are trying to keep people in their homes and not in the ER. Columbus had 1,100 of those non-emergency calls last year.
Those are 1,100 unique individuals, and we estimate that we prevented somewhere between 10,000 and 15,000 EMS calls for our crews.
Using a social worker, the department matches people's needs with community partners.
I've been a social worker for 14 years, and this is the coolest job I think I've ever had.
As for Shelby Gillespie, she's glad to know her fire department is watching out for her.
They take extra precautions for me and do things for me and call me, and that means a whole lot.
Kevin Landers, 10 TV News.